Alec Lindsay's football career is a gripping tale of meteoric rise and heartbreaking decline, a story that captures both the fleeting glory of the game and the fragility of success. Born on February 27, 1948, in Bury, a gritty industrial town in northwest England, Lindsay grew up with football as his pulse. The son of a working-class family, he honed his skills on local pitches, dreaming of the big stage. His journey began at Bury FC, his hometown club, where he debuted as a teenager in 1965. Over 4 years, he made 127 league appearances, netting 13 goals as a tenacious wing-half, a versatile midfielder, known for his work rate and fierce left-footed strikes. His standout performances helped Bury climb from the 3rd Division to the 2nd in 1968, catching the eye of Liverpool's legendary manager, Bill Shankly. In March 1969, at age 21, Shankly paid $67,000 to bring Lindsay to Anfield, a hefty sum for a young prospect from a lower division. Expectations soared, but Lindsay's path would prove anything but smooth, marked by flashes of brilliance, a stunning peak, and a rapid fall that left him a footnote in Liverpool's storied history. At Liverpool, Lindsay arrived as a raw talent in a squad brimming with giants like Ian Callaghan and Roger Hunt. His debut came in the 1969 European Fairs Cup against Dundalk, where he announced himself with a goal in a 10-0 rout, a dream start. But breaking into the First Division side was a different beast. In his first season, he managed just 6 league games, scoring once against Ipswich Town. Frustrated by limited chances in midfield, where competition was fierce, Lindsay submitted a transfer request, fearing he'd never crack Shankly's lineup. The club accepted, signalling his time at Anfield might end before it truly began. But Shankly, ever the visionary, saw untapped potential. In September 1970, with Liverpool short at left-back, he took a gamble, deploying the right-footed, relatively slow Lindsay in the unfamiliar role against Newcastle United. "I thought it was my last shot," Lindsay later admitted. The move was a masterstroke. From the 1970-71 season, Lindsay owned the position, blending defensive grit with attacking flair. His consistency was remarkable. He missed just 4 league matches in 1971-72 and 5 in 1972-73, becoming a linchpin in Liverpool's resurgence. The 1972-73 season was Lindsay's zenith. He played 59 matches across all competitions, helping Liverpool clinch a historic double: the First Division title and the UEFA Cup, defeating Borussia Mönchengladbach over 2 legs. His tireless runs down the left and pinpoint crosses fueled attacks, while his defensive nous frustrated opponents. The next season, 1973-74, brought even greater glory. Lindsay was instrumental in Liverpool's 3-0 FA Cup final thrashing of Newcastle at Wembley, a match that showcased the club's dominance under Shankly. In that game, Lindsay thought he'd etched his name in history with a thunderous shot that rippled the net, only for it to be controversially disallowed for offside, a bitter pill amid the triumph. His versatility shone as he took over penalty duties from Kevin Keegan, converting with ice-cold precision. That summer, his form earned him 4 England caps under caretaker boss Joe Mercer, facing East Germany, Bulgaria, Yugoslavia, and Argentina in May and June 1974. At 26, Lindsay was at his peak, an England international FA Cup winner, and cornerstone of a Liverpool dynasty poised for European conquest. Then, like a bolt from the blue, everything unravelled. On July 12, 1974, Shankly shocked football by retiring, citing exhaustion after 15 years. His departure rocked Liverpool, and for Lindsay it was seismic. Shankly had been his mentor, the man who repositioned him, believed in him, and moulded him into a star. Bob Paisley, Shankly's assistant, stepped up, maintaining the club's philosophy but bringing fresh scrutiny. In December 1974, Paisley signed Phil Neal, a versatile defender, who initially slotted in at left-back, Lindsay's spot. Though Neal later shifted to right-back, Paisley increasingly favoured Joey Jones at left-back, pushing Lindsay to the fringes. The numbers tell a brutal story. After 59 appearances in 1972-73 and 54 in 1973-74, Lindsay's playing time dropped to 36 in 1974-75, then plummeted to 11 in 1975-76. By 1976-77, he made just 1 first-team appearance. He was an unused substitute in Liverpool's 1977 European Cup triumph over Borussia Mönchengladbach in Rome, a bittersweet cameo on the club's greatest night. Excluded from medal-winning campaigns like the 1975-76 league title and 1976 UEFA Cup, Lindsay's slide was stark and sudden. What went wrong? In his 1988 book, My 50 Golden Reds, Paisley offered a glimpse. Alec peaked in 1973-74, but personal problems overtook his life, and he was never the same player. Paisley didn't elaborate publicly, but hinted at off-field struggles that sapped Lindsay's focus and form. He lost heart, and it showed, Paisley wrote, lamenting that Lindsay, at just 26, wasted his talent at the height of his powers. Whether it was family issues, mental strain, or other private battles, these challenges collided with increased competition and Shankly's absence, derailing a career that seemed destined for more. By 1977, after 2 seasons warming the bench, Lindsay knew he needed a fresh start. In August 1977, he joined Stoke City on a month-long loan, a second-division side reeling from relegation. The move became permanent for a reported $15,000–20,000, a fraction of the $67,000 Liverpool paid 8 years earlier, reflecting his diminished status. Lindsay later called it, probably the worst thing I ever did. Initially, under manager George Eastham, he started brightly, scoring penalties in 3 of his first 5 games. But Stoke's chaos mirrored his own decline. Eastham was sacked in January 1978 after a humiliating FA Cup loss to non-league Blyth Spartans. Caretaker Alan Accourt lasted 1 match, and new boss Alan Durban preferred younger defender Jeff Scott at left-back. Lindsay's 20 league appearances couldn't halt Stoke's mid-table slide, and by mid-1978 he was done. Seeking reinvention, Lindsay crossed the Atlantic to join the North American Soccer League's Oakland Stompers in 1978. In California, he rediscovered his spark, making 28 appearances and earning the team's MVP award, a flicker of the player he'd been. But instability followed. The Stompers relocated to Edmonton, Canada, and Lindsay instead signed with the Toronto Blizzard. His stint there was brief, just 4 games in 1979, before he retired at 31, his body and spirit worn. Returning to Barrie, he ran a fish and chip shop, then managed the Foundry Arms pub in Lee. A lifelong Liverpool fan, he stayed connected to the club, supporting Hillsborough family initiatives after the 1989 tragedy. In his later years, he retired to Scotland with his partner, fading quietly from the spotlight. Lindsay's story is a stark reminder of football's unforgiving nature. From Barry's muddy pitches to Wembley's hallowed turf, he scaled heights few achieve. 246 appearances for Liverpool, 19 goals, a league title, FA Cup, UEFA Cup, and 4 England caps. Yet his fall was as swift as his rise. Shankly's exit, new signings and personal struggles, vaguely referenced but deeply felt, conspired to sideline him just as he hit his prime. By 26, he was an England star. By 29, he was a second-division cast-off. His NASL stint offered a brief revival, but retirement at 31 closed a career that promised so much more. Unlike peers like Keegan or Emlyn Hughes, who built on their peaks, Lindsay's trajectory veered into obscurity. His tale resonates as a cautionary one. Talent alone isn't enough when life's challenges and changing tides intervene. Yet for Liverpool fans who saw him patrol the left flank, Lindsay remains a symbol of a golden era, a warrior whose brilliance, however brief, helped forge the Anfield dynasty.